That's amazing stall characteristics on there.
Great landing.
And you can do point rolls.
Hey pilots, welcome back to the channel. Look what we have today. We have the FMS FairRC 1220mm Blue Jay. That's right, it's a super sweet new trainer plane. If you can see here on the front, it's got a spring front suspension. This is the ready to fly package, which is the transmitter, charger, battery, the whole shebang. It's going to be great. I'm going to get my son on it, do some training, and it's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. So obviously a trainer plane's not only for beginners. You know, expert guys can have fun doing touch and goes and, you know, just messing around, having a good time. So some of the specs: the wingspan is 48 inches. Flying weight says 1120 grams an ounce. Motor size 3136, 1200 kV, 20 amp ESC, 9 gram servos, 4-channel radio. Uses a 3S 1300 battery. And yeah, so that's the majority of what's on the package. I know that's upside down for you guys. It says 10 to 15 minute flight times here. So let's go ahead and unbox it. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. I always do these live, so to speak, for you guys, so you get to enjoy it at the same time I do. There's the battery pack right out of the gate. There's the transmitters down in here. I don't know if you can see that yet. Here's how it comes packaged in the box. Nothing on the back side that I see right now. It's got quick disconnects on the wings. It's going to be probably a pretty cool setup, I think, for everybody to use. Pull the battery out of there. So it's a Predator 1325C. If you guys can see. Anyway, so there's that. You got your XT plug on it. Has a balance tap. Gotta love that. So wing panel number 1. Gotta love the connections already on it. Piece won't leave me alone. It's following me around. There we go. Servo connections. Here's the strut down below. Everything is clip in. You'll have a couple quick connects for the top. It's going to be awesome. Other wing, nice graphics. And look at the wingtip. You can see it has a drooping wingtip. Here's what's left down inside. Here's your landing gear. Got nice sturdy aluminum landing gear. Big tires, gonna work great off grass. We're gonna maiden this off grass, guys, so stay tuned for that. Your transmitter here, Fly Sky. Man, I must be all charged up today. Here's how the transmitter looks. Gimbals don't feel too bad. Gotta love that. Couple switches. Got your trims. The knobs, I'm sure, are probably in another package here. You're gonna need 4 AA's for this one. Oh, I don't know how. Spinner fell out over here on the side. Not sure where that came from. So on that side there is the manual. Got a little box here with some stuff in it. What do we got here? Oh, it's going to be your charger. It's going to charge by the looks of it through the balance tap. Oh, the spinner must have fallen out the end there. That's That's my guess. So here you have, here's the power cord for the charger. You've got a cover for the landing gear on the bottom, some screws, the wing bolts. In here we have, it looks like you have a bind plug. And also here is the, what do you call it for the controllers? The knobs or whatever that your fingers go on. That landing gear is pretty cool looking. Look at that thing. Springy landing gear. Shouldn't be able to break that guy, huh? So the spinner, looks like it just popped off in the package somehow. Okay, so we got that on. Here's a hatch. Good size hatch for your battery there. It's got some Velcro down in there. Nice easy pop off and on. Obviously going to have to hook up the elevator linkage because the elevator's not on it. Here's down in the top. And the only thing left in here that I see is we have a quality control sticker and we have the elevator horizontal in one piece. I always recommend moving these, free them up. This one actually moves pretty easy. It's one of the few that moves easy out of the box. So that's good. Okay. When we come back, I'll get everything set up here and we'll get started on the build. Alright, here's everything out of the packaging. So in with the manual was a user manual for the radio. It says here it's a FSI4X user manual. So if you got any questions, always refer to that. Here's the little bits that came out. So the charger, the plug-in here will go into one end, into the wall. You got your US plug, and then your balance is going to go into this. So I'm going to go plug this in right now and get it charging up, because I think we're going to try to maiden this in a day or two. So I want to get it ready. Plus we're going to need it to set up the radio, make sure everything's working. First step in the manual says to put the landing gear on the bottom. So that's where we're going to start here. So this will just key in. You guys can see here it's got that tab going forward. We'll fit right in there with a couple screws, and then we'll put the cover on. Get that sitting in place. Then this here will go in place. And then we're going to put the screws in for that. So it looks like the short ones will go in the front, the long ones will go in the back, is what I'm seeing here. And to note, it did come with its own tool. We'll get them all started before you crank them down. Super easy. Now you've got a plain honest wheels. One thing I do notice here is, you know what that's for, don't you? That's got to be for floats. So we're going to have to look into that in the future. That'll be fun. There we go. Alright, next step would be putting the horizontal. We're back upside down here. So we got the horizontal. We've moved it. It's free. You're going to install it here. Get that tab in, push it down into place. 2 of the longer screws. Nice. Then the final thing will be the linkage. Should be right here. So it looks a little long to me, so you're going to want to probably screw that in some. So I'm going to put it one hole down from the top, from the end in the control horn here, and then I'm going to screw it in here until I'm going to do into the middle hole on this one as well. Looks like we're pretty close right there. And then slide that over it. We can fine tune that later and adjust it, right? Give you guys a show here. And we're going to move on. Next will be the wing insulation. I'm going to get this stuff here out of the way. So what you do here with the wings is they will fit together initially. So we'll get these out of the way. They'll plug into each other here, like such. And then you're going to take two of the short screws and get them into here and tighten them up. And that will hold the wings together. Get it started. This one I see has a little gap. Pull it together. Get it going. Okay, piece of cake. One thing you'll note is you'll have one long screw and one short screw for spares. So another nice thing FMS does for you. So make sure our wires are good. If these are good, next thing we're going to do is install it onto the aircraft. Trim and view for you guys here. So I did pull out the connections here. I looked at the receiver. Everything is plugged in good in the receiver. So what you're going to do, usually what I do is we'll go nose down here so you guys can see it. We're going to plug in the ailerons. Make sure you line up the color codes. It's nice these have latching ones so they're not going to come loose. Makes it a little tricky to plug in, but you know they're not going to come loose ever. Again, same thing here. Plugged in, locked, color code's right, color code's right. Flip these down, tuck this in there. And then there's two pins on the front of the wing. Those will slide into the notches, then these will press down. And then you're going to lock in your pins in the back. See, they go in just one way. And then there's an arrow on here that says which way to turn them. Okay, I did get these to go. They were stiff, so what I ended up doing was this right here, and it seemed a little archaic, but hold the bottom of the fuselage, push down the top, and then you get enough leverage. The first time it makes a little snapping noise like you heard there. I'm guessing there was maybe a little flashing inside. But now, no problem by hand. So, just the first time is really hard. Make sure you push it down hard enough so you're not snapping anything. And then you'll get those. So now the struts, there's a little slot up here. Push it up into there. And then slide it back and it'll lock into place. Repeat for the other side. There you go. You have a completed Blue Jay trainer airplane. Now the transmitter. You've got your little thumb screws. What are they called? Someone down in the comments let me know what they're called. Kind of trying to remember right now, but I forget. Okay, so there's that. Next thing in the manual says to put the propeller on. So this does just snap on. If you just kind of pinch it off to one side, it'll come free there. Just going to double check that it's tight. It's not super tight. It is now. Oh, it turned a little bit on me. So hold on to it and turn it. There, it's tight. There we go, spinner's installed. That's it, putting in the battery, and then we're going to test the controls and make sure everything is kosher there. Let me just find a 3S battery and we'll test that real quick. Alright, while the battery for the airplane is charging, I'm just going to use a big 3S that I have laying around with the right plug on it. So you'll want to put your batteries in. So here's how I do it. You always power your transmitter up first, throttle to idle. Make sure the battery connections are right, red to red. I'm holding it in case things go crazy. It's all bound up out of the gate, so ailerons, elevator is backwards. So we'll find the elevator here on servo reverser. Now the elevator is correct. Rudder is backwards as well. That's this one. Flipped. Okay. Elevator. Aileron is right. Throttle is correct. Very good. Okay, so from this point out, we're going to check. Okay, well, from here, once the battery's charged, we'll put it in there. We'll check the center of gravity, which it says here is 50 to 60 millimeters from the leading edge back. So I will flip it over and I will mark that. And either you can take your fingernail and put a line, or I've got stickers that show a little CG point. Do it on the bottom. That's how you CG your high wing airplanes. And then you're pretty much ready to go by the looks of it. So I measured from the leading edge back. It says 50 to 60. I put these, the center of these, at 55. So that way I know when I'm middle of the range. And if I'm a little ahead or a little behind, I'm probably in a good flying position. So we're going to check where the battery wants to be initially. Actually, it looks like no matter what you do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a third of this right in the center of the battery, because it has a strap in there as well. So you don't need, in my opinion, the whole 4 inches of Velcro. But I'm just going to put it in there upside down for CG's sake. It's all the way forward right now. Put the hatch on. We'll see. I can feel where my little marks are. Pretty sure. Let me double check. There's one. There's one. So yeah, you pretty much want your battery all the way against the firewall. So that's how it's going to be. So you'll put it in there, stick it down, then there's a Velcro strap in there that you'll tie it in place with. So that's going to be your perfect CG for a maiden flight. Alternate ending. So there you go, guys. That's how you assemble and get your airplane ready to fly. You can see it's a beauty. So next stop, we're going to go to the flying field and have a good maiden, right? So I appreciate you guys watching this. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links down below in the description. We'll see you at the field.